Welcome to Sacred Stories. Here I reported on the creation of God. The story of creation. Day 1. God created light and separated the light from the darkness, calling the light day and the darkness night. Day 2. God created an expanse to separate the waters, forming sky above and seas below. Day 3. Dry land emerged, cold earth, and the gathering of waters was named seas. On this day, God also created vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit trees bearing fruit. Day 4. God made two great lights, the greater light to govern the day and the lesser light to govern the night, as well as the stars. Day 5. God created creatures of the sea and every winged bird, blessing them to be fruitful and multiply. Day 6. God created land animals and made humankind in his image, giving them dominion over the earth and its creatures. Day 7. God finished his work and rested, blessing the seventh day and making it holy, because on it he rested from all his work of creation. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. After forming the world and all living creatures, God decided to create man in his own image and likeness. Thus, from the dust of the earth, God formed Adam and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, making him a living being. God then planted a garden in Eden, to the east, and there he placed Adam to tend and cultivate the land. In the midst of the garden, God made trees grow that were pleasing to the eye and good for food, including the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. God warned Adam that he could eat from all the trees in the garden, except for the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for on the day he ate from it, he would surely die. Seeing that it was not good for man to be alone, God decided to create a helper suitable for him. While Adam slept, God took one of his ribs and formed a woman, Eve, and brought her to Adam. Adam recognized Eve as bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. Adam and Eve lived naked in the garden and felt no shame. However, the serpent, which was more cunning than any other wild creature that the Lord God had made, deceived Eve into eating the forbidden fruit. Eve also gave some to Adam, who ate it. By doing so, their eyes were opened, and they realized they were naked. So they sewed fig leaves together and made coverings for themselves. When God discovered what they had done, he cursed the serpent, increased Eve's pain in childbirth, and decreed that she would be under her husband's authority. For Adam, God cursed the ground, making him work and sweat to get his sustenance from it. Finally, God expelled Adam and Eve from the Garden of Eden to prevent them from eating from the tree of life and living forever. The consequences. God pronounced consequences for all parties involved, the serpent, Eve, and Adam. For Adam and Eve, this meant pain, suffering, and eventual death. Moreover, they were expelled from the Garden of Eden to prevent them from eating from the tree of life and living forever in their sinful state. The expulsion. God made garments of skin for Adam and Eve and expelled them from Eden. Angels were placed at the garden's entrance, marking the end of perfect life and the beginning of the human journey outside paradise. After their expulsion from the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve's life was marked by significant changes and challenges. Mortality and hard labor. Adam and Eve became mortal, meaning they were now subject to death. They were clothed with garments of skin and began their life outside of paradise. Away from Eden, they had to contend with pain, hard labor, and eventual death. Progeny. Outside of Eden, Adam and Eve had the first children of humankind, Cain and Abel. Cain became a tiller of the ground, while Abel was a keeper of sheep. The Bible also mentions that they had other sons and daughters, but it does not provide specific details about them. Life beyond paradise. Life beyond paradise was characterized by suffering and hardship. According to some apocryphal texts, Adam and Eve suffered greatly after leaving the garden, especially in the first year, following their expulsion. They repeatedly attempted suicide or tried to return to paradise.